I tell people this, I'm not the type of person that generalize. It's an individual thing. But I've seen people say, oh, white man is more gentle. Okay, maybe there's some element of truth in it. Or it's an individual thing. And that's why I keep telling people, raise your sons, raise your daughters, to be this, to be that. So it's not about where this person is from. It's not about the color of your skin. It's about how you are raised, your person. I don't want to confuse God. So the devil not bring the wrong package my way by saying, I want a white man. I have to be specific. God, I want a good man, a gentleman, someone that will support me, that has a kind person, someone ambitious who we can both help each other, a partner in crime, however, but I don't mind where this person come from. But in all sincerity, I've dated black and white. I still kind of prefer the white. My head no correct. And again, when you're dating someone from a different race, there's this struggle with, they don't get your sense of humor, they don't get certain things until now. He struggles with, see, Nigerians, our head no correct, you get, and our way of communication is different, and the way we express ourselves, we talk with everything, our lashes, our ears, our hand, is like everything is talking. So he's that kind of person that initially is like scared, you screaming, you're shouting, oh God, I'm not shouting, calm down, I acting like a child. Like marrying my husband, my mother-in-law wasn't my best fan. He gets her only child, one of the most wanted bachelor, coming home with this black girl. Like, where did you waka find this black girl?
What I like the most about Carline Auto Parts is that they don't just sell you an oil. They take their time to educate you on exactly what your car needs. And luckily, they told me about this amazing product for my car's transmission. Booster is the best transmission oil that you can find on the market. And take it from me, if you've ever had a transmission problem, you know exactly what it means to be in those shoes. So get the best product and save yourself the trouble. Call Carline Auto Parts here at East Legon. Call them at Dakuman, and bro, get yours. My sister, get yours. Don't waste time.
Carline Auto Parts, your car solution.
Hi guys, I welcome you live on SBTV Africa. My name is DJ Nyami. If you just chance on our channel, the voice of the community, welcome on board. Daily Hustle Worldwide. That's the name of the segment. If you want to come on our shows, my numbers are on the screens. WhatsApp me +2332447900902 or +2332406777898. The main reason why we brought this program is we talk to Africans in the diaspora and all that. They share their life experience and what they've learned, what they've been through and all that, good or bad. Anything goes on this channel. So if you want to come on, just link up, send me a voice note or WhatsApp message, and then you are in. Today I'm going to have a chat. My name is DJ Nyami. Like the video, share, drop your comments and all that. But make sure you don't insult. This is our platform. We don't insult. So if you don't agree with my guest, don't insult him or her. Today I'm going to have a chat with one beautiful lady on my screens. So I have a special flight which I go around with. Today I'm going to Poland to go and have a chat with this lovely sister that you are watching on the screens. Cynthia, I welcome you live on my show. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay, Cynthia, let's get to know you. I mean, your real name. What's your name?
My real name is Cynthia.
Cynthia what?
Cynthia Chinyere, which is my Igbo Nigerian name. I'm from the Igbo tribe.
Oh, I'm a Niger fan now, my sister. I'm a Niger fan now.
I did.
What did they happen?
Nothing they happen, my brother.
Nothing they happen. You don't enter. Okay, Cynthia. Where are you in Poland?
I'm in Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Warsaw. Okay. How is Warsaw?
Warsaw is not bad, but when people are Eastern Europe, it's not like every other part of Europe that I'm not saying is not developed or exposed, but they are not too big on diversity like other parts of Europe where you see a lot of black people. Like here is much different because you still get people see black person and stare at them like they've seen something strange because they are not really used to You know, like, yeah, oh, it's one of the things I struggle with because I miss the idea of walking around and nobody sees me as like I'm different. Nobody notices me. Like it's like me walking in Lagos or in Ireland, even nobody notices me, you know, like, yeah, but here it's like I have to get out of the house and be like, Cynthia, look fresh. You never know who's gonna flash their camera on you.
We'll come back to, Poland and talk more about your experience and all that. How long have you been in Poland?
Because I think it's more than 15 years or something.
More
Because
than 15 years, exactly. This is
yeah.
what I want to hear. So 15 years in Obodo Ibo abroad. We will come back to abroad experience and all that. Let's come back to Nigeria and get to know you. Which part of Nigeria you're from? 15 years ago, back in Nigeria, what you were doing and all that. I mean, let's get to know you.
I am from the eastern part of Nigeria, Imo State, precisely Owerri. You know, I grew up in Owerri a little bit. I went to Owerri Girls, and then when I lost my parents, I moved to Lagos to my uncles, and then I went to finished my secondary school in Lagos, went to Yaba Tech, and later I went to aviation school. Got my flying from IRS airline, but I didn't really use it to work because my family were really like, oh, you're the only girl. There was a lot of air crash or whatever then, and they didn't want me to work. Then I moved into a shipping company. I was working with a bonded private terminal in Apapa called Port Express. I worked with them years, and then I moved. Yeah.
So sorry, you lost both parents.
Yeah. It's something that I really don't like to talk about. So, but I have.
Sorry about that. How many siblings do you have?
Oh, I have 5 brothers. I'm the only girl. Yeah.
Are they all in Nigeria now?
No, they are in Europe. Actually, our last born just finished from Wisconsin private uni in Ghana. You know Wisconsin? Oh yeah, he just finished. Wisconsin, yeah. So he just moved back to Nigeria to process his papers to do his masters in Canada. The rest are here, Amsterdam, Italy. So we take turns in visiting each other.
So let's talk about life in Nigeria before moving. I mean,
okay,
after school and all that, working and all that. I mean, share some of the experience. How was life like and all that?
Nigeria is Lagos. Let me be precise. Lagos is not a place for a softie or the faint-hearted. You really have to be a tough person. You really have not to be a slow person, you know, because nobody has time to wait for you. Nobody has time to do anything for you. You really have to think of yourself. Except if you're the kind of person that your whole essence of life is to find a man. If your only goal in life is to find a man who's going to pay for your entire existence and sit at home and be like a full-time housewife and an oriak or whatever how they call it, like sit at home and just give birth to children and look pretty for your husband and buy things and live that life of I am better than my neighbor, then maybe you might likely find a man who is already made to do all this for you. But if your dream in life is bigger than that, you really have to get up every day and get out. And when I lost my parents and I moved to Lagos, I started working in trade fair as a sales girl, saving up money for my flight school. My uncle supported me a little bit, and then after my flight school, I passed, got my license. I didn't practice with it, but I needed to do like a grand job. So I started looking in shipping company, marine industry, you know, and I spoke to my uncle's wife who was working in another shipping company that was really big. But she wasn't really helping me. You know, most of our relations, they don't really believe in you, especially in Africa. And as a woman, they probably think, oh, go and find a man, get married, and you know. But I know that no, that is not even my second goal, getting married and being under a man and having kids and stuff like that. So it's really a funny story because I knew my auntie had ex. I hope she doesn't see this. So one time, So one time she used my phone. It was a small Nokia because her phone was faulty, and then when she returned it back to me, certain phone retains certain contacts when you switch your SIM. So the phone contacts from her workplace, and I saw like MD Port Express. I'm like, oh my god, this man is capable of helping me. So I started texting him like, please, I need a job, like steady texting him. One day he then said, okay, come to my office, bring your CV and all of that. So I took my CV to my auntie. Didn't know all of this. I don't think today she knows how I got that job, but she thinks someone helped me out, like, yeah. So I got there, did the interview with the manager, who is actually from my state, but it didn't look like he really liked me, and he sent me home. On my way home, the MD came to work and he asked about me. I guess they told him that I left. So he texted me and told me to come back. And that's how I got the job. And that job was a life-changing job for me, like really changing job for me, because the tips I get, is a private bonded warehouse. So when the container comes, they move it from the wharf or whatever and bring it to this private terminal where you have other agencies like the custom and NAFTA. So when at the end of the day, you get tips from all the importers and whatever. So at the end of the month, I am making triple my salary and I don't have to. So I was able to save up, if that makes sense. It was really interesting job and a learning this thing for me also.
So how long did you work with the company? And why you left?
3 years thereabout. I left because I always wanted more, like, yeah, I'm kind of person that I like to grow. It doesn't mean that I wasn't growing there.
She wants more.
I wanted more, and again, I feel like my body, my soft life, I need a soft life, like soft life in the sense that, Nigeria is a great country, but the effort you put in, you don't really get that much in return. The effort I put, if I put it somewhere else in a better working country and whatever, that I will get more than what I was getting there. So I was always wanted to move, out of Nigeria, like, yeah.
So after 3 years, how did you end up in Poland then?
I didn't go. My journey is long. Didn't get to Poland.
Let's listen to you.
I didn't get to Poland from Nigeria. So
okay. So you said you were working and you were making money. You were okay and you wanted more. So then why did you quit the job and how did you go to Ugbo?
See, at the end of the day, sometimes money is not the end of whatever I'm looking for. I want to learn. And learning is not only going to school in a particular place. Living in a certain country, believe me, the things I've learned moving from different countries, meeting people from different race and stuff is something probably I don't learn in a normal school. My experience in life, motherhood, dating someone from, marrying someone from a different race and stuff like that, meeting, networking with people from different countries, different field, different career is something that I probably will never learn in school. Like, yeah. So when I said I want more, I wasn't talking about money only, you get, because there's certain knowledge that money can't really buy for you, like, yeah.
Maybe to explore more.
Yes.
So let's get to know. I mean, from Nigeria, where did you go? You said you've been to so many countries.
So from Nigeria, I moved to Dubai. But before I moved completely to Dubai, I was going and buying stuff there, coming back and selling in my company, like women wears, hair, fabrics, all those are buyer and all of that. So at some point I felt like, okay, this is it for me. I got this part-time job in a real estate, Damak property. I don't know, people around them I know. So it's a job of commission. So you get buyers and you get commission. But at some point I was not really happy there at all. And I was looking to move. My brothers tried to help me with the paperwork and stuff because they all moved before me. I tried the school program and it didn't work because in Dubai, there is this stereotype with Black people or Black women being hookers or something like that. I'm someone who is so big on my respect. It means a lot to me. So I find myself on the weekends or something, I hang out with friends and they don't let me in, or they don't let us in, and they let white girls or whoever in. I'm the girls I'm with are cool with going back home. No, I'm not cool with going back home. I need to see the manager. I need to press charges. I need to send emails and find out why I wasn't letting. But over time, I discovered that this is a battle I can't really win, because in all sincerity, whatever is the reason for what the treatment we get, there is truth in it, if that makes sense. You get, but that wasn't the reason. It was expensive, and other things. But then I went on holidays from Dubai to Georgia. Tbilisi is a small country in Europe, and that's where I met my husband.
Moving from Dubai to Georgia, how easy was it?
Holidays, I didn't move. I went because it's like going from hot to cold. Usually go to Gudari for skiing because it's the closest to us, on the weekends or on holidays, we just go for this and yeah. And I met him there, and we were dating for 2-3 years, and then.
So you quit your job in Nigeria, you went to Dubai to start something new there. But I just want to know, how easy did you get the visa to move from Dubai to Georgia?
If you have a valid Dubai residence, you can get visa on arrival, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you can get a visa on arrival but certain people were refused entry. I had some friends who they didn't allow them, but I know dating him then, we were going back and forth. It was like a distant relationship. So we're meeting every 2 months. So he comes and I go to him, he comes to me, I go. So I never had issue, with my entry, but I know people who have issues there, but I don't know about relocating to Georgia. I don't know anything about it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it from Georgia. Then you say you met Obodo, white man, Obroni. You are slim things. So Bahamas, the whites are more interested in slim girls. So I know slim things. So when you went to Georgia, tell us.
I heard also, but I don't know.
But they like slim things. The white people, they like slim girls.
I don't know. Maybe they don't have the energy to handle.
To carry. They can't carry and do a kumjoke. They don't have the energy.
Yeah.
They don't have the energy like we.
So
we like the bamuses.
We get the.
We the blacks, we like the bamuses. But the whites, they like estapinga, the slim things.
They can't come and kill themselves.
Okay, let's talk about Georgia. You say you met your partner.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
I was in a tour. I paid a tour guide for 2 days. So he was part of this, and yeah, we got talking, exchange numbers, and then he visited me. I visited him. Yeah.
I'm sure you were already looking for a white man.
The kind of person, when I make my prayers, I'm a bit specific to God when I make my prayers, but I wasn't really. I was looking to jackpot to a better where my career would be better and everything. You get, yes, love is sweet. I wouldn't mind to meet someone that is cool, that we can both support each other and help each other grow. You get, I've never prayed for God to bring a man that will pay for my entire existence, if that makes sense. I always wanted someone that will support me, take me the way I am, because I'm not easy to handle somehow. You get, and I don't like people to come into my life and change me. Don't wear this, don't wear that. You're married, you're this, you're that. Just trust me that I will not shame you. And I have a brain that is working, and I know when not to cross the line, and I know how to, carry myself. So when he came along, it wasn't like I was looking for a white man, because this is conception that people think being with a white person makes your whole problem, your life have changed, your whole problem. Believe me, a lot of black men are way much better. I tell people this, I'm not the type of person that generalize. It's an individual thing. But I've seen people say, oh, white man is more gentle. Okay, maybe there's some element of truth in it. It's an individual thing. And that's why I keep telling people, raise your sons, raise your daughters, to be this, to be that. So it's not about where this person is from. It's not about the color of your skin. It's about how you are raised, your person. So pray, I don't want to confuse God, so the devil not bring the wrong package my way by saying I want a white man. I have to be specific. God, I want a good man, a gentleman, someone that will support me, that has a kind person, like, yeah, someone ambitious who we can both help each other, a partner in crime, however, but I don't mind where this person come from. But in all sincerity, I've dated black and white. I still kind of prefer the white. This is me being sincere. And, I have brothers. I don't have a sister. I'll be a sellout. I'll be a disgrace to my race to say, like, yeah, but it's a thing of choice, like, yeah. So I wasn't looking for a white man. And
okay, let's talk about how you ended up in Poland. I mean, you said a man is from Georgia, and then what happened that you ended up in Poland?
He was working in Georgia.
From where? He's a Polish.
He's not also Polish. He's half Spanish and half Romanian.
Oh, okay. So tell us more.
Yeah, so we got dating, and at some point we broke up. Because me too, my head no correct. And again, when you're dating someone from a different race, there's this struggle with, they don't get your sense of humor, they don't get certain things until now. He struggles with, see, Nigerians, our head no correct, you get, and our way of communication is different, and the way we express ourselves, we talk with everything, our lashes, our ears, our hand, is like everything is talking. So he's that kind of person that, like, oh, like, initially is like scared. You're screaming, you're shouting. Oh God, I'm not shouting. Calm down. I'm acting like a child. So we had a lot of misunderstanding in that aspect of communication. And I also learned, I know it's a cultural difference thing, but I really don't believe completely in take me as I am. There are certain part of us that we need to work on. It's like a rude person or a mean person saying take me as I am. No, there are certain behaviors you need to work on. And if it's about my race or my color or whatever, then don't expect me to change any of that. No, that one is, but there's certain bad behavior. Bad is bad. Do you get? So I now realize that I can actually talk in a normal tone without being aggressive, like that's how it come up, but that's not my intention. It's just, we like we like to, like to be heard, because our politicians, they don't hear us. We have to shout, like, yeah. So that was one of the challenges. And then when I'm mad, I use abusive words, not really respectful, like, oh, you're stupid or something like that, which is one of my regrets. I hate you. I break up every week, really. And I don't mean to break up. It's like you're saying, I don't want to see you again. I break up. And in your mind, I hope this guy don't take this serious. Like,
broke up with him. You broke up with him every week.
More like every time we fight, it's like I'm always breaking up, but I don't mean it.
I want to know how you ended up in Poland.
Okay, so somehow we broke up, made up, and then I discovered I was pregnant. And I was like, babe, what's gonna happen? Like, yeah. So he was like, oh my God, this is like a dream come true for me. I'm not saying it so my story looks so whatever. There's a little bit of backstory to it. His only child, and he always low-key wanted a child and all of that. We were not even like really planning, like, okay, it was like a Romeo and Juliet kind of love, if that makes sense. Hence I had to touch on the fights and stuff like that. So, but we understand each other so well. We are big on being free mind, let you be you. I'm not the kind of person that, oh, you're going out with your friends, I'm asking you, send me a picture, whatever. No, go and have fun. You look stressed, I think you need to take a break with your friends, go somewhere. I'm that kind of person, like, let you be you. I trust you, but don't let me catch you. And if you hide something, oh, my whole instinct, everything is working, like I have this superpower that I would always catch you, So then when I discovered I was pregnant, we're like, okay, what next? If I can move to him, by then his contract was almost finished in Georgia. So I said, okay, go back to Nigeria, do the paperwork and all of that. So I went back to Nigeria, cancelled my permits, and then went back to Nigeria, because also in Dubai, you can't really do the pregnancy thing if you're not married, the law and all of that. So I really had to leave quickly, like, yeah. So I went back to Nigeria. I didn't want to tell my family, that thing of being a disgrace and all of that. So I had to lie low with a cousin, and yeah. So doing the paperwork, going from Lagos to Abuja was so stressful. At some point, I couldn't do it because it was not an easy pregnancy for me. So I said to myself, why am I stressing? I feel so much at home here. Like it was the season of corn, mango, everything. I'm like, okay, why don't I stay here? At the end of the day, this child will still get a passport, and I can still make the Nigerian passport for her. So that's how I decided to give up. I had my child in Reddington, and then I moved when she was 3 months. I moved to his mom in Bucharest. So she stayed with us. It was during pandemic. I had her 2019 June. So she's 4 years now. So I moved to my mother-in-law, stayed with her during the pandemic. It wasn't really after the pandemic, and then we moved to Poland from there.
Okay. You were telling me about you switch. You go to you are in Poland. You go to Ireland and all that. I mean, tell us life in Poland. You have been in Poland for how many years now? You go back and forth from Poland and Ireland and Poland.
Yeah, Poland is a lovely place. I feel so much at home here. There is something people don't understand when you hear countries that are really small and people are like, oh, Eastern, there's a lot of downside to living in Eastern Europe. I tell you, some days I cry. I just came back from Greece for family holidays, and then we went back to Bucharest last week. I was racially profiled in Bershka store. And when I get this kind of experience, I cry. Like you have no idea. I cry, and after giving them hot, I still cry. You get on my private girl. I don't want to see me shed tears. Yeah, living in Poland is lovely. I feel like it's a breath of fresh air. But the problem is the language barrier. If you can be able to learn the basic language, there are English jobs, yes, but it's not as well paid as other European countries that still use euro and stuff. Here they use PLN, you get. And for me, maybe because I move with family and my husband is there to support me. My daughter is going to school here. And then I did a healthcare program. And then I decided to move to Ireland from here. And it wasn't really working out with me and her without him being there. So I had to bring her back to continue schooling, getting a nanny. I was doing like a 9-to-9 job. It was super hard for me and for her also. So I had to bring her back. So what I do now is I work for a month. I come back for a few weeks and I go back work for a month. But right now I'm doing a new program. So I took a break back to Poland. Yeah, fully.
Okay, but tell us about aside the language. We all know that when you get to a country where they don't speak English, you need to learn their language to fit in and all that. Aside that, do you see more Africans there? Are there opportunities in Poland? What kind of jobs are there for we Africans and all that?
There's a lot of blacks here, and especially after the Ukraine war, because Poland has a common border with Ukraine, and it was one of the countries that took the largest amount of I don't want to call them immigrants, that took so there was a lot of black students that moved to Poland, and most of them stayed back, continued schooling. Some of them moved from here to Germany, and all of that. There are jobs, there are foreign companies. I know people, a lot of them schooling here, they finish here and they started working here, and some of them move to some other country where they feel like, okay, I want more, and I want to move to somewhere else. And there's a lot of black Polish also that have Polish passports. They've lived here for years. Many of them can speak the language fluently, even if it's one of the most difficult language ever. So yes, there's a lot of black people, especially Zimbabweans. I think there's more Zimbabweans here than Nigerians and other distance. So I think they have this deal with their government where they come here to do certain program or something. Yeah, and I see them, most of them have the downside. There's a group on Facebook where they share their experiences and stuff like that. I don't really know many of them, yeah. So, but the little I know, some of them are doing okay. Some of them want more. Some of them are complaining the salary is lesser than what other people are earning in other countries, which is true, but here there is opportunities, and there is few issues with Black people and the locals, in terms of racism. I've been on groups where people complain of being attacked in public and all of that, and Polish people are lovely if they open their heart for you, if they get to know you. But aside from that, they're really cold, people. They are not really too welcoming on the outside, So you have to get to know them more,
So, are you still with your man, your husband?
Yes. My daughter is
Has he visited Africa yet?
No.
Why?
We are really planning. Me personally, it's all my fault that we haven't been there. Mainly my fault in terms that the truth is, after I lost my parents, it's one of the reasons I left. And then it's like everything was reminding me of all of that, and I just wanted to go away, So when I think of coming back home, I feel like my brothers are here in Europe. What am I coming back there for? I don't really have anything, so I feel like if I'm going, unless my friends in Ireland, my best friends, they are Black Irish, and they want to travel back home and we cannot travel together. Lagos is a fun place, especially if you have your money, So I feel like if I want to travel, then I travel with friends, and I know, okay, I have a reason, why I'm going home. But if not that, I'm going to Italy in 2 weeks to see my brother, and then back to Ireland to see my friends. So we see each other around here. So I didn't feel the need to go.
I asked that because so that it will be easy for him to understand you more. When you bring him to Nigeria to know how we live our own lifestyle, we do our things here. I mean, when you tell him something, he will understand you. What about that?
Visiting an African country is not the major way to understand our culture. Believe me, our culture is not that. Though we're easygoing people, just don't think you're better than us. Don't criticize us and all of that. Then we are good with you. Yes, he will visit, at least have an idea. But the majority of this thing, I try to connect him. I have a neighbor. She's from Nigeria. She's married to a Danish man. So the kids play with my kids. The husband lived in Nigeria. So I felt like, okay, if he gets along with this man and meet often, he can teach him a lot of things, even though he's not the type of person that likes to mix up or meet or mingle with people. But so that is going well, because this guy have lived in Nigeria. So he's the one now telling him, see, when she raised her voice, she's not mad. That's just how they speak, So he's understanding a lot of things, but he loves Nigerian food. Oh my God. Maybe because he's open-minded when it comes to food and stuff like that. But yeah.
But he's eating the Nigerian background. Yeah. So by all means, he needs to love the Nigerian food.
No, yeah, speaking out.
Do you see any improvement in your life now after moving from Nigeria and where you are now? Do you see any improvement? I think what you want to achieve, do you think you have achieved it?
I'm Oliver Twist, and I'll be Oliver Twist for the rest of my life. There's a lot of changes. A lot of changes in terms of the way I see life mainly. And I've grown, I've become more matured, you get, with the way I handle friends, the way I handle life, the way I see life, and the way I don't know how to explain it. Like I've become much better person, because life will teach you. And if you are open and willing to learn, life will teach you. There are certain things when I look back now, I'm like, oh God, I wish I knew better. I would have handled it differently than I handled it. I will handle it right now. And also being a mom, have also made me grow so much, so much. I like the kind of patience I have now, I didn't have it before. Like I always I'm so big on perspective now. I want to know where this person is coming from. Why is this? It doesn't matter how bad the situation is. I always like to listen and hear from the other person to understand why they are doing what they're doing, because I've had cases where people look at you, misjudge you, conclude that you are this, you're that, and it hurts, the way I see life also. I'm open-minded, more open-minded. Like marrying my husband, my mother-in-law wasn't my best fan. her only child, one of the most wanted bachelor, coming home with this black girl. Like, where did you waka find this black girl? You know, like, yeah, the old me would have been like, oh, she's a racist, she's this, she's that. I'm not saying a lot of them are not racist. That's another topic I want to talk about, because there's a lot of black people, not black people, because when you say black people, you're including the black Americans and stuff. A lot of African women who feel like being with a white person, I see, is a big thing, is a ticket out of poverty. Being with a white person might even be way worse than where you're coming from.
Oh, hello, people. My name is Kale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what is? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Send. Yes, Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew, very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
If you're not a woke person, if you're not woke, if you're not educated, if you're not exposed, if you don't know about your roots, if you don't believe in yourself as a black person and know your rights, don't go and be with a white person. See, many of these girls that are married to white people, whatever, they are not telling you the truth. Many of them, maybe their marriage is perfect or whatever, their relationship. But I tell you, in all sincerity, is one of the struggles I go through, because many of them are ignorant about so many things. And I know this because I am woke. You get the way they say certain things, there's certain comments they make, you take you aback and you be like, oh my God, does this person actually know that this is offensive to me as a black, you know? So with my mother-in-law, I didn't want to say, okay, she didn't like me because of, I look at it from, and this is me telling you how matured I've become. I look at it like, in Nigeria, we have different tribes. The Yorubas don't really like the Igbos. Okay, let me not go too far. The Igbos in their own tribe, Anambra doesn't really like to go to Imo State and get married, and they speak the same language, you know, like, yeah. So I look at it like this thing with mothers and their sons is everywhere. This is me looking at it from the bigger, for my own sanity. Because if I start looking at it, okay, we don't get along very well because I'm a black person, I'll be hurting myself more. It's not like it's something I shouldn't look at, you know, but first I should weigh other angles before making my final conclusion. So with her, I was like, okay, I will still love her like my own mom. I always pray to be with a guy that has his mom, you know, like, yeah. So sometimes you kill wickedness or whatever with kindness, you know, and make people feel ashamed of themselves by them doing this to you and expecting you to give them back, and then you like, you know, kill them with kindness. So back to dating the white people, a lot of black people need to understand that many of that you're married to a white person, or a white person is dating a black person, or is married to a black person, doesn't mean they are not racist. There is a high chance that many of them are racist. They don't even know that they are racist. Some of them they also know, but they hide under that of, oh, I'm not a racist, I'm married to a black girl, or I'm dating a black girl, you know, like, yeah. So I know better. You get, so you're not even gonna cross that line with me. It's not gonna slide with me. So if you want your happiness, if you want to be fine and have your own thing going, you know, these people will respect you more when you have your own life and your own thing going. They respect you. When you are smart, when you know your left from your right, when you know when they're crossing the line, you know, like, let them know that without you, I'm fine. We are partners, you get. Forget the skin color. The way you cannot treat your own woman as a white person, you can't do that to me. But the problem is, I'm speaking from experience, a lot of black girls come from Africa, marry these men. You know, they come with that excitement of, oh, at least 3 square meal. Oh, he's going to send my parents money. This is the whole essence. This is their whole purpose. because this man can build a house for your parents in Africa, and this man can do this and do that for you. So whatever he does slides. If I complain to me, what if he breaks up with me? My parents will suffer. No. But when you're strong-willed, you have a purpose, like, yeah, you're looking above that. So you move here. There's so many programs you can do as a black girl. Better yourself. And men are human too. Like, I'm not a big fan of me sitting down and allowing a man to pay for everything for me, whether black, blue, brown. So sometimes when people come to my TikTok thinking that, oh, maybe this guy picked her from one village, and it's probably, I'm just laughing, like, okay, I don't blame you. It's majority of the cases, that's the truth, but you don't know what if I'm the one footing his bills? You get? So
what's one biggest mistake you have done in the past?
The biggest mistake that I've done in the past might not be really related to what we are talking about now, and it's one of the things that still hurts me the most till now is seeing the best in people and trusting too much, trusting completely. It have dealt with me so bad.
So now you don't trust.
I trust, but I'm careful when I go with my head. See, I used to trust blindly, and that kind of person that if you're my friend, I'm not saying this literally, I can go jump through fire for you. And if you're having issue with someone, you have problem with anyone, I don't care who is wrong or right. It's my friend. I'll go like a goat and put my head and carry the whole thing in my head. Yeah. So that thing have really dealt with me so bad because I'm a bit emotional person. So I have learned now better to trust, because see, even if I lose friends a million times, I'm not afraid to try again because I still believe there are good people out there. Right now, I have the most amazing friends ever, so I'll trust again. What's the worst that can happen? Sure, anybody will die. You hurt me, you betray me, your loss, not my loss. We move, but it's one of the things I regret the most. Yeah.
But most ladies, when you meet people or you make friends, you share, you pour out your secrets and all that. Why do you guys do that? Most of you.
When you talk about sharing and pouring secrets, it depends on what the person sharing it, how they feel. Certain people just cannot do without having someone to lean on, to confide in, and it's a code word. We all need each other, but like I said, I've learned if there is nothing like betrayal and all of that, there's nothing wrong in sharing with someone, but
must you say anything? I mean, your secret, must you share your secrets? There are some things you can tell your friend, but not everything.
All secrets. Let me tell you from my own experience. Moving abroad and marrying someone from another race, a new mom, moving in a new country where I don't speak the language, I can literally say I had postpartum depression. I didn't really have family and whatever around, and sometimes these things drive you crazy. And I advise people, because the way I can't trust people right now, I'd rather take a walk in the park and talk to myself, but make sure nobody is looking so they're not gonna call. I think you're running mad. I'd rather walk on the park and talk to myself and say that I'll talk to God, listen to music. But there is nothing wrong in sharing with someone. I literally tell you now that I'm therapist, no pay. Therapist, no pay, in the sense that I get a lot of people coming to me for advice, and I tell you that you literally slit my throat before you get whatever I discuss with someone out there. And that is where all my betrayal in my whole life have ever come from, where people confide in me in all of their secrets, and I see them as my friend. Your problem is my problem. You get my shame. Your shame is my shame. So if I disgrace you, I really don't know how people do it, but I feel like if you don't have it in you, you don't have it in you. If you're not a good person, you're a good person, because I don't even feel the urge. Like some people, when you tell them your secret, once you're leaving, they're like, I get gist for you. That girl, say the husband, they beat them, something like that. So I don't have that urge to talk about my friends. But when you mess with me, that's another big lesson I learned. I've had 2 friends in the past who mess with me. When you go 1 mile, I go thousands of miles. I show you that this thing you think you can do, I will destroy the world for you, to show you that you're not the only one that can be evil, which is not the best. That's the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Believe me, that's the worst thing that I wish I knew better. To just let it go and let it slide, because when I'm really hurt and I feel like, how dare you go out there and share the things I shared in confidence with you while your secret is safe with me. So I go like, okay, then boom, let everybody know, because I know you have more dirty stuff than I do, which it doesn't end well, because it makes you the bad person, the table turn on you, because sometimes revenge is way higher than the offense or the whatever, if that makes sense. So some people share because they can't help it. If it's not that deep, I advise you not to share. Keep it to yourself. Take a walk. Rather join a group. And the good thing about living abroad is there's so many groups, new mom groups, there's expat groups. I rather talk to a total stranger who doesn't know me, who will never get to know me, than talking to someone who, if your spirits tell you can't trust this person, keep it to yourself than sharing it. But if you're going through something mental, like abuse or something like that, I advise you talk to someone who specializes on it. There are so many NGOs, there are so many groups who are good at this. Don't even share with someone who doesn't even know the right advice for you, who doesn't even know what to tell you, who doesn't even have an experience, who doesn't feel you, who is not human enough to understand that this person is hurting, this person is breaking or whatever, I have to be there for this person. For them, it's just juice, it's just tea. Oh my God, I had new gist. Let me go and tell my people in our WhatsApp group. No, if you're not strong enough mentally, don't share. Keep it to yourself. If it's not that deep, keep it to yourself.
Cynthia, nice one. Now, your last one before I leave you. I mean, the youth, we are jackparing to Obodo Ibo. Is it like we can't make it in Africa? We know things are tough, but now everybody is finding his own way. They want to jackpot Obodo Ibo. What are you saying?
This jackpot thing pass me. But
we pass you, we will pass you too. We don't pass you now.
Okay.
Unless we go to Obodo Ibo before we can make it, because Africa don't hurt.
My dear, our leaders don't want to help us, respect ourselves and stuff. And the thing is that a lot of people I know are making it in Africa big time. They are making it way more than the people who are living in abroad, you get. But these days, social media, they let us know who is real and who is not real, So you can make it in Africa. But try, put the effort and see how it goes. Sometimes maybe you start from abroad, school abroad, get your work experience abroad, and move back home. I am big on that, but right now, I can't really, because one of my leg is permanently outside, another one is, but yes, we can make it in Africa. It's not a must that you only make it in abroad. No way. A lot of people here, they don't even have the shame to go back home because they've been struggling. The bills is like, you are making 1,000 and your bills is like, you can't escape the bills now. It's not like in Africa where you say, landlord, I don't get money this month, give me to you, No, you have to pay your bills. You get the light bills, the this, the that, So at the end of the day, you don't have much left for you. And most people that are even lucky enough to buy house and cars, everything is on mortgage. You are paying. So when you buy a house or you buy a car and you're paying the money small, at the end of the day, you don't have much left. So your mental this thing is done, because you don't have a life. In Africa, at least, you're at home, you get, and the freedom, I don't know how it might not be completely safe, but it's better than here in terms of, I don't know. It's just
Cynthia, thank you so much for coming through on SBTV Africa. Any shout outs? I really enjoyed your vibe. We've learned so much from it. I mean, any shout outs?
I don't have any shout out though, because nobody.
Nigeria people will watch.
Just
your friends will watch.
No, I love them. I just want your people to be nice to me. I beg, they should not swear for me. Whatever I said doesn't mean is the truth or doesn't mean like it is the whole conclusion of the matter. I don't know how to explain it. It's just from my own little experience, So it's with all due respect that I've shared it, and it doesn't mean that your own opinion or experience is different. So hopefully we all get better and we all make it in life. I wish everybody the best. And if you're living abroad, learn to connect with your people, but carefully, because connecting with your people can be very tricky. Hold on to God, work hard, network, meet people from other places, like connect with people, like, yeah.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, straight from Poland. Thank you so much for passing through my show. My show, dear Charlie, you go fit come top. We be buga buga we dey do. When I say this, people don't say, "Oh, Nyami, don't say that, don't say that." If you want to come on my show, come. I know one of the challenges I'm facing. People say, "Oh, Charlie, I've been on your channel and the local languages too." I said, "No, I do English too. I mean, my English is technical, you see. So I do English. If you want us to speak English, we will speak the English. But just that my Ghana people too, when we come, we want to. It's not like they can't speak the English, or we prefer to do the local one. But don't worry, I'll surprise you guys soon. Those who want to come and let's do the English, you come. If you want to speak English, come. We'll speak the English. At least I'll try. So thank you guys for watching. My name is DJ Nyame. If you want to come on my show, my numbers are on the screen. So you can just send me a WhatsApp message or voice note if you want to come on the show and share your experience. We are learning. So I'll thank my production team, DJ Click, Sharon, and Tina. Like, share, tap on subscribe. I have some English interviews and just go through them. You'll see it. Tua, I'm out.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.